morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all the geeks out there, another Geekdom, and welcome to another, god damn it, our little Geekdom podcast. I'm telling you, one of these days I will do it seamlessly. It'll be from beginning to end with no fuck-ups, but of course now it happens where I fuck up. But nonetheless, welcome! I hope that you guys are going to have a good one today because we have wonderful guests with us. But before we say that, hi kids! See, she's so boring. And then now we're gonna put a nice welcome down. Welcome to our dear friend, someone who has actually we've known for a very, 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 very long time since we actually started doing this whole thing. Awali! We call him Awali. He goes by multiple names, but we call him Awali. He does some really cool comics. Welcome, Awali!
How's it going, bros? My name is Pew. Right, I'm Awali. Nice to meet you guys. I think if you haven't seen me already.
I don't know if anyone in Scotland will have met you. I don't know if anyone in the UK will have met you, but you never know.
There's always a first for everything. So for those of us who don't know who you are, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, about who you are, what you do, and the be-all and end-all, basically.
Let's go. So I am, I guess, again, I'm Awali. It's not my real name, it's just my artist name. I am an illustrator, writer, or historian, and I also do YouTube. So I stream and I make shorts and stuff on like history bits and stuff like that. I'm the creator of Siri Watu. I think, like if I'm not mistaken, I think it's South Africa's very first African manga, or Afro manga as I like to put it. It follows these 4 teenagers that then they're part of a secret empire that disappeared in exile. So I'm the creator of that, and I want to make that happen. Yeah, that's me.
If anyone understood that.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people understood
sure
that.
I'm just being shit.
She's being a bitch, don't worry about
I'm
her.
just being mean.
It's Kez, that's what she does.
It's
yes.
Friday.
So yeah, it's Friday. You know, we're actually recording a video on Friday. It doesn't happen very often, but sometimes we do record videos on Friday, guys. Just so you know. So yeah. But that doesn't mean you're gonna see it on Friday. Well, no, you'll see it on Wednesday.
Oh my, I forgot it's Friday. My brain is so like all over the place. I'm not even thinking about it being Friday right now.
It's because technically to our viewers it's not Friday. To our viewers it's Wednesday.
Because it's showing on a Wednesday.
So to the viewers it's a Wednesday. But
we'll have Wednesday, everyone.
Exactly, it's Hump Day Wednesday, you know. For those on who are in South Africa, it's only a few more hours away from Booza Friday. For Thursday, I keep saying Friday. Booza Thursday. For those of you who know, that was a thing that they used to do on 5FM. I mean, granted, it's not just that. Booza Thursday is a.
I forgot 5FM is a thing. I legitimately got 5FM is a thing. I continuously watch
5FM is like no longer a radio station. It sucks.
I don't know any, like that's the funny thing. Like if I switch on the radio, it's KFM, it's Smile FM, and then I don't know, and then it's like a random channel that I don't know. It's just someone just popped on my feed.
You know what we do, dude? I shit you not. No radio, but and the radio that we do have, it's like satellite radio. So. In our car at the moment is the only place that you'll find like radio. And even then I normally connect to the Bluetooth on the phone to listen to music from my phone because fuck radio stations, they suck. I don't like radio. I don't like listening to the presenters. They suck.
Anyway, let's not go that. You said that you wanted to make Siri Watu an Afro manga thing, and a while ago you said that you wanted to be the best Afro manga creator in South Africa. So tell us a bit more about that.
Okay, so to get into Siri Watu, look, I have a goal to make Siri Watu animation one day. I want it to be a household name that everyone can enjoy, and I want to make it an entertaining product, right? So why I consider it an African manga is that the fact that the culture and the law and the language and the way they speak is pretty much something that's synonymous with where I come from, South Africa, and the people around, right? But essentially, what Siri Watu is these 4 teenagers who inherit supernatural abilities from a secret people forced into exile long ago. Now, as they are hunted by an even secreter group called the Raksa, a quirky old man begins to train them to turn them into who he thinks they are, the descendants of the Siri Watu. So yeah, I want to make this book of mine. I think I'll send you some images maybe if you want, and then you can pop it up on screen. Of Siri Watu and the cover art and stuff like that.
Good idea, yeah.
And my goal is to eventually make this project of mine something that everyone in South Africa that's into anime and into manga, and maybe Greater Africa gets to read and enjoy. And then from there, maybe another 5 years from now, maybe 2-3 years from now, see where that goes in the kids' book. And my push now is to get it out there. So the first volume is done, books 1 to 6 is done, and I'm working on the next part of volume 2, which is 7, 8, and 9. And the artwork in those is like extremely, it's much better than the ones in the first 6 books. And then I want to release that by Comic Con Africa. Like when Comic Con Africa picks up again, I want to release like part 1 of volume 2 then, and then part 2 of volume 2 at the later.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be back in South Africa when that happens, so we can just buy the entire series, except for number 1, which was already bought for us by a dear friend of ours. We need to obviously get the rest of the series from you, so we'd have to obviously, because unfortunately I don't know, guys. If you are living here in the UK, I think the best bet would probably be to communicate with him yourself and then find out if he can courier to you. You may have to charge or pay the courier prices as well to him so that he can get it up to you. But look, the comics are fun. I enjoyed them. I thought
it's different.
It's it's exactly what you'd expect from a manga, to be honest. But it's definitely an African manga. It's not. It's got every bit of culture that is actually within South Africa, and it's not just. The thing is, what I like about the way you write your comics is it's not just you're not just focusing on any particular one culture, because South Africa is a culture or a country of multiple cultures. You've taken as many as you could and added them in. You've got the cultures of, I mean, of the Afrikaners, the English, the Zulu, the Pedi, the Venda, the Tswana, the Soooo. I'm sure I saw one of the other ones in there. I can't remember. Man, what are they called? The Khoi. The Khoi.
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw something in one of your comics about the Khoi as well. But you've brought a whole bunch. You've brought all of South Africa into it. And you know what? That to me shows that at least we know that South Africans, we do know how to share all of our culture.
But
with
you
everyone,
need to tell us the story, because
but tell us the story. Tell our
you
fans the story.
You need to tell us the story the way you do the one that you always have, like find tea.
I almost
Yes, I'm
forgot
putting
Come on,
you,
buddy,
I'm,
you
I'm
gotta do it,
putting
you
you
gotta
on
do
the
it.
spot, but you've got to do it.
Oh my god, I almost forgot about that because I haven't done it in like 2 years because obviously the conventions hasn't been going on, and so I've had a lot.
You've forgotten your own story.
Let's see if I can remember, because I used to tell the story because I wanted to get people excited about it, but also because I couldn't tell people exactly what the story was about or where I wanted to take the story, because I wasn't in a place myself to have that on paper. So currently the reason why I can share more about like the Siri Watu story in general, for example, in the Siri Watu storyline, like talking about cultures and heritage and all of that kind of things, like I try to write it in such a way that it's accessible to everyone, right? So even if you are from like an English culture or like in South Africa, I'm not 100% sure if maybe the UK or US people will enjoy it. I have made it more accessible in the so I remastered the book. I made it more accessible in that way. So certain slang words and certain words that we hear more in South Africa is explained in the beginning of the book. So if you want to just turn back to the first page, oh, this is what this means. Because I didn't have it the first time around. And then I also obviously updated the artwork in the remaster that I'm releasing this week. So hopefully Monday or Tuesday. So by the time this podcast goes up, my website will be up, and so people can will be able to buy it digitally actually. So they don't have to get it on like physical format or anything like that, right?
But would the physical copies be available as well?
Yeah, so I do have a few physical copies available with me right now, but it's very limited. So I'm assuming that most of the books are gonna be like, I literally have like 80 issues left of all 6 books, left of the original books. So they're very limited. So it will be like buy now kind of thing before it's up. And then the next, this will be like that will be like the run of the first print that I ever did of the books. And in the next print will be it will be the updated artwork, it will be the extra scenes, it will be the extra pages. The version that I will be selling, the original books, will come with like either a code or a link to the digital copy, like the remaster. So if you want to see the difference, or if you want to read the experience the way that I mostly intended but wasn't capable of doing because of my limited skill back in the day. So obviously the remaster has like more cinematic scenes. Certain scenes are like re-cameraed, or reshot, or re-illustrated to be shot more dynamically. Backgrounds are added, more effects are added, so that the experience that I wanted you to experience, that I couldn't sort of do because I was limited in my skill, that is more in the remaster. Story is still pretty much the same. There's no real changes. When it comes to story, maybe the dialogue's a little bit smoother because I think, okay, wait, I'm doing a remaster, I might as well remaster the dialogue a little bit more as well, make it cleaner. But that's yeah, but all of that will be online. But let's do this. Oh, I haven't done this in a while, don't laugh at me, people.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Okay, give me a second.
Turn around your chair and focus.
We're not here.
Oh, okay, I might have to take 2 or 3 takes, right? So edit to take this out. It's bad.
Josh, don't take it out. Don't take it out. You gotta leave the embarrassing bits in. He listens to us, not you.
Okay. Let me get on my mindset. I am Martin Scully. Do bear in mind, I used to do it like 3 or 4 times. Okay, here we go. Do you know the tale of Watu? Descendants of Watu. No, wait, what is it? Come on, I know the...
Why did you laugh?
Why did you start laughing?
I should have practiced.
Do you know the tale of...
I should have known you guys were gonna laugh. Let me tell you the tale of Watu. Oh, what is... According to the name, oh my god. What on it? Apologies, you know the tale of Watu. No, what? Oh my god. Guys!
I think we put
Okay,
him too
okay,
much
you know
on
what?
the
I think we
spot.
broke him.
You know what? I'm gonna... I legitimately can't remember what it was. Why can't I remember what it was? Because
And Joel, why would you break him like that?
I didn't know it was gonna break him this badly.
It's because I focus so heavily on like writing the synopsis of the book in such a I call it English. I don't say English manner, but in such a fluent manner, in a way that
I think you'd call it vernacular.
Vernacular manner, I guess. I don't know, like it's very personable, very in your face, but it's like red. It's not like something that I've said because I haven't said it in a while. Oh my god, how do I not remember this? I used to do this 1,000 times a day. Like literally, I think I did it 1,000 times a day.
You never got a chance to the first time with us when we met you either. You did, but it was only after you said, "Can I show you what it looks like when I tell you the story?" And we were like, "Yeah, okay."
You see, I did it so smoothly back then because I was so.
I think
I
we
was
have it
so
on our
like, I
channel.
have to do this.
No,
I
we
have to do
don't.
this. I have to do this.
Maybe we do.
There might be. I don't know if we recorded it when you actually did it. I think it was an icon actually. I think you did an icon for us. The first time we actually met you was an icon, and I think you did it an icon. But you wanted us to record it so that we could get the whole story behind it. I think it's on our YouTube channel. So you guys are going to have to go quite far back, but you'll find it in one of
I'll
the
see if
icon
I
videos.
can
But Kez will
find
see if
it.
she can add it.
I
in there.
will. Okay, so here's the thing. For you guys to watch the whole episode, in my brain, at the back of my brain, right? I'll be working on remembering what I said. Now I promise you, before the end of this episode, right? Just to make sure that you guys are watching, I will say that pitch at the end of the episode. And if I recall, it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. It was a good pitch, dude. The whole thing was a good pitch. It got us interested in actually looking at what Siri Watu was all about. You know, the whole thing was. If you look at it, you know, when you first told me the story of how Siri Watu actually came about, I was like, that is a very intriguing story. It's something that I would actually want to actually, you know, get. You know, I want to buy the comic at some point. And obviously, it didn't happen as of yet because obviously we were still trying to transition and get comfortable with the YouTube channel, and then we moved to the UK, and then obviously all the shit hit the fan. So then we really couldn't buy any of the comics.
So I found the video. So I'm gonna see if it's there. But the funny thing is, the shirt that you're wearing in the video is the shirt that you're wearing now.
Don't call me out like that, okay? I don't buy clothes that often.
Okay, it's back. It's fine.
Okay.
Not yours. Sorry, I was. It's
I
Kez's
saw
camera.
it was glitching out. I'm off my phone.
Yeah, I think her camera was screwing with her phone.
So
Her phone is screwing with the camera.
I don't buy clothes that often, guys. I actually bought this years ago. When I was part of the soup kitchen.
I just thought it was fun. It's a cool shirt. I like it.
It is.
I just looked at the video and I'm like, hey, wait, that's the same shirt.
Dude, don't worry, I don't buy that many clothes either.
Cool. But okay,
I'm still screwing
yeah,
around.
I don't buy clothes. I'm poor people. You have to buy my books.
Are you
so I
back
can
in
buy
cables?
clothes. Is everything okay? She's just busy dying me with the camera.
No, the camera's just glitching out for some odd reason. I'm just hoping it doesn't bomb out completely on there. Maybe just unplug and replug it in again. Yeah.
So you've started streaming, and you've been like a big part in our chats and Tunes' chats and a whole bunch of other people where you were just on the sidelines. And I remember a while ago you said that you actually wanted to start streaming recently. So for someone that's new, because we've been doing it not streaming for a while, but like how have you found your streaming experience so far, and what made you decide to do it? Because it's a big jump for a lot of people to actually just make that leap to want to start fully creating content and streaming. And yeah.
Oh my god. Well, oh my lord, I shouldn't say things. I found it extremely scary or nerve-wracking to begin. To just switch on the camera and then try and pretend that there's someone looking at you and watching you. And I did the first 1 or 2 streams very privately. Like my face cam wasn't on. So I don't really officially think of that as like streams that I did. It's more like I need to put myself out there so that I feel comfortable on the camera. But then when I officially did my first stream with my face on camera, it's like, okay, I'm doing my face on camera now. I'm actually doing this thing now. Is everything okay?
She's just unplugging the camera. There we go. You got the right one out now. Okay, yeah, carry on.
Okay, so what was I saying? So I found it extremely nerve-wracking to begin the first time when I did the streaming. But then I think the first stream came and I knew for the fact, okay, I didn't advertise or anything like that, but I knew for the fact once I really put myself out there, because I made a thumbnail, I thought of a quirky title as well. I put in hashtags, so I thought I might maybe 1 or 2 people might pop into the stream. And like for the first hour or 2, no one popped up in the stream. And I was like, okay, this is, so I thought to myself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Not like, why am I doing this? I want to stop. It's more like, what is the reason that I'm here? Why am I doing this in front of the camera? I'm not specifically doing this to gain like a massive audience, at least at the beginning. Like I'm not even thinking about numbers and views and all of that kind of stuff, right? So what I started doing when I started streaming was like, okay.
Hey, no.
I know, I think he's wide awake. My bird's wide
He
awake.
wants attention.
Ooh.
Is the sun still shining there?
No, it's night. It's night now. His pattern and my pattern. His pattern follows my pattern, and I'm awake normally this time of the day. So he's also wide awake, unfortunately. What was I saying? But then I think in my first stream, I think you can watch it. I think it's like 8 hours long, maybe. Now did I do a stream before that? I can't remember. But you notice me being like in my shell. And then I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna do this endurance type of streams where it's like until I get comfortable in front of the camera, just speaking nonsense. And even if no one's there and just pretending that someone's there, I started doing that, and then someone started popping in the stream. 1 or 2 people started popping in the stream, and then that was also nerve-wracking. I remember come on, relax, I'm speaking. Your voice is also gonna be in, don't worry. So I remember having like 1 or 2 guys in the stream, and then that's like really comfortable because it feels almost like you're having a conversation with someone. But because of who I am, I tend to speak a lot, right? And the problem with me is sometimes I speak so much that and I know it's a problem. It's something that I'm working on. When someone else speaks, I tend to, because I have this urgency to say something that like comment on what they say. I can sometimes speak over them, or I can speak too much and not give the next person a chance. But streaming sort of he's like looking at me. Yeah, he's like finding the gap in the blankets to come look at me. Streaming has this sort of this potential to help me as a person because I speak so much.
Sorry, Josh, just edit this part. Edit my video part out, please. Or try to.
So what was I saying?
Giving people a chance to speak.
Who keys your mic?
Her mic is bummed. Maybe that was screwing around with your
Josh.
video.
Hi, Josh. How you doing, Josh?
Sorry, Josh.
This is the part that is mess up.
God, sorry, Josh. This is obviously a bit of a screw up over here. He's used to fixing the fuck ups that we make. Oh, by the way, you're free to swear. By the way, we're not. If you pop off a swear word or whatnot, it's not gonna. Don't apologize for it. There's no need. There's no need to apologize for
I'm grateful. That's just something that I want to work out myself. Similar to Giannis, he doesn't like to swear. I do swear in my streams. That's because I swear. But I'm trying not to. It's just something that it's just a type of thing that I want to get out there. Is for me personally, like I'm okay with watching people or interacting with people or being on other people's streams and being in streams with other people's sweets. All good. But me myself, it's just something that I want to get out of my vocabulary. I want to see if there's different ways to say what I have in mind. And I also think it's funny to not swear. To like say like friggin' or zoink instead of God or something like that. it's just interesting for
Obviously
me.
just
a personality trait that I wanna put into myself.
Yeah.
But then again, I swear, so it's something that's
dude, you know what happens. You know what the whole thing is. I've done it throughout every video that I've done. I've always made a swear word or two. I mean, I've tried to cut down on it quite a bit, so I try not to swear as much. But the swear words do come out. It doesn't always work that well, like the previous video. The fuck. I know you're gonna hate me, Josh, but I had to do that.
I just think.
Oh, Angel, Jesus, that mic.
Is it like a sound setting or something?
It's a something, that's for sure. The microphone needs to be replaced. She's
Ooh,
switching over to a new
mic. Such a nice mic.
It is. It's just a piece of crap with a USB port.
Okay.
It's actually a piece of crap when it comes to that. So she has to switch over. Okay, well we're gonna have to carry on. Kez is gonna be leaving the video for now. So it's just gonna be you and me for now, chatting and talking bullshit like the shit normally works. Hey?
What was I saying about the streaming?
I don't know, dude. We were talking about a lot of
Should I start over or should I
no, dude.
continue
No need to start over. The whole point is to just talk crap as much as we can. Because, I mean, talking crap is our thing. So,
well, it's teaching me a lot as well. It's teaching me I need to be prepared with that pitch. Because that pitch is fun.
It is. It is very fun.
So I guess action. So again,
it's for me to do that so that Josh can put the sound and the video together. It's for editors. Something that you may not know, something that actually might be interesting to you and to the fans who've never actually seen what happens. The reason why people have that little clapper in Hollywood and why you may not see it, but we normally do that in the beginning of the recording, is actually for the editor, and it's so that the editor can line the sound up with the recording, because the video and the sound are recorded separately. So what they have to do is they have to take the sound and line it up with the video. So there's a point where it makes a loud clap, and then the sound clips. As soon as it clips, they can actually pinpoint exactly where it is from where the hand claps. So they know when to actually do it, which is why they do it. Which is why Josh, the smarty pants editor that we have, is the one who actually told us to just keep doing it because it helps him a lot when we do.
Yeah, that's
So-
actually really cool.
Yeah,
I think
it's
in
more
the
for us than
latest-
anything, or for
in the-
him than anything.
In the latest software of Premiere, if I'm not mistaken, Josh, you might have it. Isn't there an option to automatically link the like audio clips from each other? I saw it online. Oh, maybe it's like an extra program or add-on that as well, which is also really cool. Like the AI are now starting to link up the sounds so that the waves match. So that's
Yeah, it's
easier
good.
for
Making
the
it's making
editor.
editors obsolete. Shh! Don't do that to poor Josh. Come on.
But okay. Let's get back to the podcast.
We haven't stopped on the podcast, dude. This is what the podcast is. It's
No, I
talking
mean
cock.
to that question that you asked me. I was like, okay, let me remember what I was saying. So one of the things that I really enjoy about streaming now is that I get to be myself in a sense. Like, so I'm still not 100% comfortable because like I'm able to talk to people like I normally am, like I am to you right now. But one of the things that I do want to do as well is like when I have a funny thought in my mind, wherever if I have like a character that I want to play or have a bit that I want to do, at the back of my mind it's like, you're not funny enough to do that. You won't be able to pull it off. And then I don't pull it off, or when I do pull off something, and I'm allowing myself to do it because, like, you know what, I'm doing it. It's fun. It doesn't matter. There's barely anyone watching, and at the same time, the only way to do things is to do things, right? So I do these bits that I try to do on camera when someone's like with me, and sometimes there's no one watching, and then I still do the bits because I'm like thinking maybe someone will watch this back, and then it comes across as extremely cringe, dude. Like extremely cringe. Like I'll be like. I did this once with this guy. I was playing No Man's Sky, right? And he just happened to find me, and he comes into the stream. Now, I titled my title like something like this. This video is super cringe. Don't click on it. Or something like that. And the guy.
What do you think's gonna happen?
So the guy clicks on the video, and I forgot that I put up that title. I'm just thinking to myself, look, I am gonna be cringe in this video. I might as well just put it in the title so people come into the episode knowing, look, this is gonna be cringe. They're not. If they think this is cringe, if they're like, I'm in here, this dude is very cringe. Like, you've been warned, dude. It's in the title. But I forgot about the title because I've been streaming for like 8 hours at that point, or 6 hours at that point. And this guy comes into the stream, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is so cringe." And I think he's like talking about my commentary and stuff. I'm aware my commentary is extremely cringe. You don't have to tell me. And then only afterwards I'm like, oh shit, it was the title of my video. I forgot. but in the video, I'm like, what was the bit? I was like, of course this is cringe. You came here. What? I did some bit where I was like, this is cringe. Of course this is cringe. Do you not wanna? How do you something like that, man? Some weird, but I can't remember anything in my entire life. What's wrong with me? But I did a bit. I did a bit of cringe, and this guy played along, and I'm like, this cringe bit is even more cringe than I ever thought it would be.
No, you know what you're gonna do to the people like that, dude? When they come in like that, you're just gonna walk up. Listen here. You came into this video knowing that it was cringeworthy, and yet you still come in.
Exactly,
I'm sorry.
That's what I was doing.
Your fault. And you just carry on going about your day. It's just, you do stupid shit like that, dude, in a stream, and people will actually just enjoy it. Because I mean, like, I don't do it in streams because I don't stream that often. We're more video oriented, as you know. We seem to have funnier takes when we're on video, and as you know, our editor is pretty good at finding the nice funny bits and actually chucking them into our videos. So that's why we try and do that. We do stream, but you're gonna get the entire uncut, unedited version if you watch a stream. You're gonna see boring parts where we're literally just staring at the screen and talking to ourselves, and you're gonna see the funny bits where we're going and running away from something, because it's part and parcel of actually being content creators. To be
really
honest,
fun. It's super fun. So, like you said, there's a lot of that boring parts that I'm hoping that I can one day like not do. Because like my belief in the whole streaming game is simply, if there's guys that can do it, that's out there, that's doing it already, why can't I do it? That's like what I'm trying to get my mindset to think like that, because I'm currently thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? This is way harder than I thought it is. Um, but at the same time, I'm having fun because I don't. Just to like be super honest, like I'm literally that person where COVID has knocked out everything in life, right? So I'm not out there socializing. I'm not out there doing anything, right? So streaming has given me an opportunity to speak to people, even though the people are not speaking directly back to me. It does make me feel like I'm communicating with someone, like as if I almost have a friend
Is your
watching
TV
me
on
that
camera?
I'm conversing with.
Gandalf on camera.
Is everything okay?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm muting my mic from here so that I can see if Gandalf is still on camera, but it's fine. Don't care.
Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so streaming streaming has allowed me to flesh out myself a little more. And then I'm hoping one day that streaming that my brain sort of clicks where it's just like if I have something funny to say, if I have some funny bit in my head, if I just have anything idiotic to say, that I can just kind of say it on stream. But I've only been, today will be like my 5th stream. And I'm planning to do a stream every single day for this next month. So until the end of July. And that will either be in August. Sorry, the 1st of August, I'll be done in the 1st of August with my 30-day experiment that I want to do. And how I feel after those 30 days, if I still continue to enjoy it, if I feel a lot better having done it, then I'll continue. Maybe not doing it every day, maybe not doing it for 8 hours every day, but I'll stream for like 1 or 2 hours a day. But right now I'm enjoying it immensely, and I hope to collab or join other people as well to stream, because that's extremely fun. Yeah, I've been enjoying
Just
it.
guts to find the right game. Have you got Game Pass?
Game Pass? I do not have Game Pass. I play with Steam right now.
If you have Game Pass, you get so many games. There's games that you can play with me, actually, like Forza and Conan and all of those kinds of games. Forza Horizon 5 is coming out as well. But I'm busy playing 4 at the moment because, dude, Horizon is one hell of a game. I don't know, I've told this to every single person, so everyone out there knows, he plays Gran Turismo as a normal game, and he plays Forza as a Need for Speed Underground kind of game. Everyone knows that already, but it's part and parcel of the whole spiel. That's what I do. I play. I've always liked my Need for Speed Undergrounds, for example. But nothing beats NFS Underground 2. It was the best NFS ever created. And no game has ever caught up. I'm sorry, I don't care what people say, but Heat? Need for Speed Heat has nothing on NFS Underground. I'm sorry, but the cars are still controllable in NFS Underground 2. They're not controllable in that game. You try racing around a corner and the car just drifts out by itself. I don't want to drift. It's a fucking circuit race. So what I did was, I'm like, fuck that. I'll just go back to Forza, because there's nothing wrong with Forza. Forza Horizon is probably one of the best games I've played since Need for Speed Underground 2 came out. Forza Horizon 4 is probably one of the... I mean, I'm loving Underground. I'm loving Forza Horizon 4.
Is Forza an arcade racing game, or is it like a realistic driving simulation?
Horizon is very similar to an arcade kind of a game. So it's very arcadey. The controls are definitely not as realistic as, say, Forza Motorsport, which is more designed for realism. Excuse me. Sometimes that happens. It's nowhere near as impressive or graphically and controllably impressive as Gran Turismo is. That still is it like that still epitomizes what.
Yeah, Gran Turismo is insane. Like I used to play it on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Was the last game that I played, and first I didn't like it because it's like I'm so used to Need for Speed and like just going and going and going and going.
And it doesn't work like that in this game.
Down. But then after you get used to the mechanics, it actually becomes a little fun. Yeah, it becomes fun to play the game because there is sort of this more realistic state in playing the game. But I haven't played any of the latest car games, but like I agree with you, Need for Speed Underground 2 was insanely beautiful. It was also really fun to play, and the customization options in that game were still really awesome. Like I don't know if you can do this in the newer games, but like it was like over 1 million types of customizations you could put together for your unique design. They used to advertise the game like that.
Yeah.
But like I can't speak about the other Need for Speed games because I haven't played the other Need for Speed games. I think I played Survival, the one where you're like sprinting around the world. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, that was Need for Speed World. Dude,
World,
that was like the online game. That was that on.
No, the one that I played wasn't online. It was like
it wasn't.
It was like a sprint, Need for Speed Run or Need for Speed, something like that.
I
enjoyed
like
it. It was
Most
fun.
Wanted or.
No, it wasn't
like
Most Wanted. I did play the
Payback,
original
maybe?
Most Wanted was fun. I never played the second Most Wanted game. But I didn't. But I know Need for Speed Underground is a game that people still continue to replay and replay and replay continuously to today. There's a level of nostalgia and still mechanical beauty in that game that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is still an epic game, and it's still a game that I will play. I will replay. It's got so much replayability. It's actually ridiculous. And that's what actually pissed me off about this new Need for Speed Heat. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this is the new Underground," and you know what? I don't care how much flack we get from the Need for Speed fans. I actually do not care, because you know what? I used to be a Need for Speed fan until they started putting this bullshit of releasing shit games like this every single fucking year, and it's crap. The games are worth nothing. They really
I don't
are.
nothing about the Need for Speed realm anymore at all.
No, dude, I gave up on it. That's the whole
I
thing.
just have my nostalgia of back in the day. And I know they still have like games popping up here and there, but I don't even touch those games. I mean, I wouldn't say I won't play them because again, I have no experience with any of the new games. And the racing games hasn't been on my radar for quite some time.
Yeah.
Dude, I am looking forward to Final Fantasy's Chocobo Racing. That's my racing game at the moment. Because I have this attachment to breeding creatures and then making them this awesome companions that you can race with and have this wild adventures with. You can't really do that with a car. I mean, I guess if you really love the car and you pretend it's alive. You see that PewDiePie video where that guy was in love with his
Love
car?
the car.
Was like literally in love with his car.
Stick your
He's
dick
mad at
in
his
the car. Give it
Dude,
a
yes.
nice humping.
Maybe if I was that dude, I'd probably see my car as this
Marry
this
your
creature.
car. No,
No,
do
but
you know what?
No,
Sorry.
so I have no real experience with the Need for Speed franchise, but I do still have a great love for I do have a love for racing games, like playing it now and again. It's like I have a similar love for racing games that I have for FPS shooters. I can play them now and again, but I can't play them like as like a standard game that I continuously play, because I'm a huge fan of like RPGs and like loosely, like I'm more a fan of RPGs, but also like of survival games. So after RPGs comes survival, and if there was an element that could bind both of them, then that would be like the game that tickles my brain to want to play. Like right now in streaming, for example, one game that I'm gonna continuously play for a very long time until I finish it, or until I maybe get bored of it or something, is No Man's Sky. I think you played a stream of it once together, because like I wanted to play the game, but I wasn't confident enough to stream it on my own, and I didn't know how to make any interesting content. But right now I'm playing No Man's Sky, and I started all the way from the beginning with my with the one or two people that are watching me right now, right? And when they come in stream, I mean, obviously they're not here for the whole stream just yet. The last stream they were, but then my stream cut out, and that was sad. I was so sad because I had like two people watching me, and we were talking about the game, we were talking about all these things, and it was really cool. But my stream looks like Popo at this moment, because I didn't put any of the settings right. It looks like mud. if you ever watch the streams that came before, looks like mud. I still don't know how to stick settings. I think they look good. But the game, for example, is extremely beautiful, and I like the elements in like where you sort of growing yourself, but it's more like a currency, like growing yourself through resource management, and then that helps you get better equipment and stuff. So these RPG elements in it. But those are the type of games that really tickle my fancy. But I do like, basically racing games and FPS are like mini games for me. So they're like games within a game. So I never ever play them like what's the word? Continuously. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really been into it. Even Underground, I finished the game, but I never went back there to do the replays and all of that kind of stuff. It was like,
And I don't mind doing that though. It depends on the game though, to be honest. That's the whole thing. You can't just go back to the game. You can't just go back to any kind of game. I mean, with me, for Need for Speed Underground, it's always been I can go back to it. But then, I checked. I was looking online, and they were all hyping up how Heat is so good and how Heat is such a great game, and it's exactly what it was, or what Need for Speed Underground was. I'm sorry, but that game is nowhere near what Underground was. I played Underground. That's not fucking Underground. That's some other bullshit that some moron thought that he could actually make. Ooh, let's make the controls like this because everyone plays the game like this. Yes, and no one does. And honestly, when I slow down for a corner, which I do, funny enough, people actually do play racing games like that. Developers. When I slow down for a corner and I hit the brakes before the corner, when I accelerate to go around the corner again, when I accelerate coming out of the corner, do not make the car slide out again. Cars don't act like that. Not in reality. And you know what? Even in Need for Speed, it didn't happen like that. Except for this fucking Heat game. Oh my god, I wanted to throw my controller through my screen. That's how annoyed I was with this game.
Now I actually want to play it just to see what you mean.
Dude, you're gonna hate it. I'm telling you now,
How
you're gonna hate it.
How do you know I'm gonna hate it? What if I love
Dude,
the slide?
if you love Need for Speed Underground 2, believe me, you're gonna hate it.
Oh man, I actually do have to play that game again. I want to know what it's like to
go around a corner and then just suddenly slide out and not be able to keep control of the car as you're trying to go around a corner. And then lose speed and then lose the race because he's better than you.
Nostalgia. I want to experience. You know what I really loved? Okay, so I don't know if they did this in Underground because I can't remember because my memory is sort of missed. In Most Wanted, it's Most Wanted when they added the cop system. Or was it Need for Speed Underground?
Most Wanted was when they added the cops into the game.
Why did they not have it in Underground? That's interesting. Most Wanted was also something that I really liked because
that was one mechanic that I loved when they added into Most Wanted.
It wasn't as nostalgic as Underground, but the police system was really cool. I think that's one of the things that they really did well in like the Grand Theft Auto games as well. Is like that system. It's not the same game, obviously.
GTA is designed to be chased by cops.
But like that feeling of just having fun with the cops and stuff. Yeah. But I think in Most Wanted, obviously the cops are much faster than in GTA 5. I haven't played GTA 5.
Yeah, no, a shit ton of cops just come at you in GTA, dude. You're like, you try and get away from them, or like try and block the road, and you gotta try and swerve around them the whole time.
I'm actually thinking now. I don't know. We're talking about the cops and chasing in Most Wanted, and just thinking now back on my own series. One of the reasons why, for example, I didn't speak about it, like why my pitch has changed in my head of the story, for example. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking
Are we
about
back
it.
to the pitch again?
I'm still thinking about it, but I'm thinking about why it changed, man. It's because I could finally talk about like more of the back law that's happening. So like essentially basically what's happening in the series is these kids have not been told about who they are, right?
Yeah.
And so for their whole lives they've gone without really, I mean I can't say that, but at least I'll say that for now. Their whole lives they've gone experiencing life as normal as possible, as normal as their lives would allow. Obviously, when you go a little bit back into the story, you will learn a bit more about them and what they experienced when they were younger. But they, for most, to say the most, they've experienced life very normally until suddenly they've reached this place called Camp Shikuru, right? Now, Camp Shikuru is basically this place where, in my version of South Africa, right, the government decided that for South Africans to learn more about culture, more heritage, more about the South African like institutions and heritage itself, right? Because
not institutions. You don't want ESCOM, man.
No, not ESCOM. But basically, just learning about heritage, learning about reservations and conservation and stuff like that. That South Africa kind of thinks of as important in the country, right? our culture, if I can put it that way. Not like our culture as in this is this person's culture.
No, the South African culture.
As a South African culture. So, the teenagers go there, and in my version, it's like, you know how Langa them and Kylie and certain towns within South Africa sort of become tourist sites where people go visit. Now, my thoughts behind creating Camp Chukuru was basically that, right? It's sort of like a touristy kind of place where people go camp and enjoy themselves, but they also learn at the same time about the world. Yeah. Now, that's just the back city. So the teens go there on their summer vacation or their summer learning excursion. So in my version of reality, the teens go there when their grade 7 ends. So instead of being at home and catching on all the nonsense, like, because obviously I have my own things that I watch, they go to the summer
giving up
camp.
Some of his posture, guys.
So they go to this summer camp and they learn about South African history, but they're also together in a sort of controlled environment. But that is sort of the back-sitting, the facade, if I can put it that way, because in this specific town, Camp Chukuru, one of the places that teenagers go to, these 4 teenagers arrive, and that's where they learn. I'm starting to get that pitch back, guys. by this old man, that they are inheritors of a supernatural. They inherited supernatural abilities from a people that need to exile. But they've been kept a secret because there are people that are even more secret than them, if I can put it that way. That the Siri Watu, the secret people, they barely know much about, but they know that these people named the Iraksa are busy hunting them down, like the police in Most Wanted. And the reason why the kids didn't know, for example, was because if they did know, this is actually a spoiler for the book.
They probably live life looking over their shoulders.
It's something like that. Something like that. It's a bit more direct as to why they shouldn't have known. Why they shouldn't.
Well, then don't spoil it. Whatever you do,
okay,
don't spoil it.
I won't spoil it. But basically,
they're
being hunted by the Iraksa, who wants to end their bloodline, who wants to end the Siri Watu. But obviously, the Iraksa is looking for them, and then the Siri Watu, this old man, is busy. He's putting them through a series of trials. So it's similar to that. So like I said, it's a combination of it's an amalgamation of cultures within South Africa, right?
Yeah.
Because like the way that I consider myself as a person existing was, I guess goes back to my own culture, my own heritage, if you can call it cultural heritage. Goes back to the fact that, I mean, I don't actually know what to call it, being colored or whatever, being mixed or whatever.
Dude, you know what? Okay, before you carry on, for those of you who live here in the UK, when he says colored, it's not the same as what you think it is. Alright, colored people in South Africa are actually a group of people in South Africa. And if you call them mixed race, they will fucking beat the crap out of you. They are not mixed race. They are actually called colored.
I'm just being globally politically correct right now. So basically,
dude, as a South African, and the truth is, you are allowed to actually mention the way who you are. You know how everyone always says, "Oh, it's your truth." Well, the same thing here, dude. You are colored because that's what you call yourself. That's how you grew up. Yeah. Don't try and hide because you have to try and be politically correct to the rest of the world. Screw the rest of the world. It's you.
That's actually an interesting thing. Now I can make some interesting facts. I can talk about something interesting.
Yes.
So my heritage culture mix, whatever, colored. basically it means basically it means in South African history there are groups of people. There's like a variety of groups of people. There's black, there's white, there's Khoi, there's Indian, there's Southeast Asian, there's West African, right? And the way colored people came to be was that those groups of people mixed together over years, over centuries. So they came either through trading, through slavery, through concubines, through many ways that they came together, right? It's not just one. It's not like they didn't just do the dark deed and that's how we came about. They came about through love, through bad things, through other things as well. Right?
Everything, yeah, exactly.
But so what it means to be colored is technically my culture is a mix of everyone else's. So Afrikaner, English, some a bit closer. So I don't know if we mix with Zulu because my specific Cape colored, we didn't have
not so much
from the Zulu, but
not so much.
Khoi, West African as well, because like as a historian I got to learn more about my own background because there's the things that I didn't know about myself. So
Yeah.
Southeast Asian, West African, Indian.
I believe
Middle
it's
Eastern.
predominantly Khoi though, isn't it? As far as I remember, the colored
So
the Cape
it
colours are basically
depends. So
predominantly
yes,
Khoi.
so yes, a large portion of our makeup is koi. Even though I don't look at all like koi. Like I don't exactly know all of my DNA structures, right? Because
Yeah.
because things are difficult to really assume. So
Mm.
so like maybe my brother, for example, he looks a bit darker than me. You can see a bit more koi influence in him and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
My eldest uncle looks exactly like me, but he's like dark of complexion. Like like literally, he's like 60 years old. He's like the eldest uncle in the family. He's very dark. He's not very dark, but he's dark of complexion. Like
Yeah.
if he goes to medical, people might assume he's black or something.
Yeah, you sit more of the sand side of things, so you're not much
Yeah.
Khoi, you're more sand than you are Khoi.
I don't actually. That's something that I want to learn more about the difference between the two groups.
Oh well,
but-
you want to learn a little bit. I learned that in school when I was look.
No,
in
I
school
know
we
they're
learned that in
different.
history.
I know one group came from the mountain and one group came from the valley.
Yeah,
And
also
they weren't-
the sand were
and it's-
light skinned in comparison with Khoi.
and they were different groups as well.
Yeah,
like
they
the
fought with each
Nama
other.
and stuff like that, they fought with each other. So I know history is more complicated than even when it's peaceful. But like, so for example, I know for example like some of the makeup in my DNA is like Turkish as well, and
Wow.
Malay. Yeah, I don't know how
Turkish,
that to be Turkish. Like my uncle did a DNA test and he found out that some of our like a large part of his makeup is Turkish as well.
Jeez, that is
So
surprising.
it's like literally from all over. So like you come to me. So technically, politically, I guess if you want to say that, I like saying this. Politically, I'm black, even though I don't look black at all.
No, you know what the whole thing is.
I-
Yeah, we don't.
But yeah,
Yeah, the whole thing is, you know, it's like when you come from South Africa, you grow up living in what we call the Rainbow Nation. And I know a lot of you guys as the fans, you do not know much about the Rainbow Nation, but you know, we called it the Rainbow Nation. I mean, look, it's gone a little bit to tatters at the moment, but I'm sure, hopefully, it'll come back and it'll become the Rainbow Nation again. But it was called the Rainbow Nation because all of the colors of the rainbow would actually just come together as one, and they would be a country on their own. A country that is literally, that could stand apart from every other country and say, we truly are the most comfortable with whoever the person is next to us, no matter what color their skin is, no matter what race what part of Africa they came from, what part of the world they came from, we are comfortable with that person next to us. And it's something that I've had a lot of friends in South Africa who've said, you know, we are not based on the color of our skin. We are all African. And that was what, and when my friend said that to me, I was like, dude, you know, respect to you for actually saying something like that, because, you know, being born in South Africa, you are actually a South African. You know, you come from Africa. The truth is, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter the color of your skin, because you know what, the truth of the matter is the Khoi are a lot more light skinned than the Zulus were when they came, or Zulus are even when they came down to Southern Africa, and
Yeah,
the Khoi
that's-
actually belonged in Southern Africa. That was the whole thing.
That's a whole complicated. Like if you,
It's a big battle there.
If we sat together and we had an actual historical political conversation, I could probably get into it.
Yeah.
But for example, like that's the thing. Like for example, a lot of people would say like, look, the Rainbow Nation is sort of where we want to go and stuff like that. Like it never
Yeah.
existed or something. Like I'm not disagreeing. I'm not agreeing with anything. I'm just saying that's like what people want. But I honestly think that it is an ideal to strive towards.
It is
Like
definitely
even if it wasn't something that we never had, like we never had that. Maybe it was just some people, like maybe we just thought we had it, or we thought this was the nation. I think it's a very good ideal to strive
Yeah.
towards and to get there as much, because the thing is, even if we don't exist in a place where things are rainbow nice, we should still try and think of anybody that's a different shade of you or whatever as someone that can be part of your community.
a very interesting way of looking at it.
let's go just slightly political. Not like I don't want to get into politics.
Don't go too far political. We try to avoid that on the channel.
Slightly, guys. This is not gonna. Don't tune out. promise you, it's not going to be like, I'm gonna call you out and call you this and call you that. But, for example, one of the things that I noticed, similar to your friend, is, for example, there's more this coming towards sort of a tribal identity, right? Like trying to separate again. Like everyone is trying to separate themselves again from each other, and I think the ideal should be to continue to try and strive towards this rainbow nation, even though it's difficult. Right? That's all I'm going to say about one.
Dude, but I don't know a single person who doesn't agree with you.
Come back.
But anyway, we're coming back.
So like basically, so like I said, because of the way that I came to exist, and because of what I learned in history about my own lineage, I wanted that reflection also in my book, right?
Of course, so, like, and it makes perfect sense, yeah.
So there are things that certain cultures go through that I, for example, don't specifically go through. I have my own.
Even the Turkish part. Even the Turkish part.
I know nothing about Turkey. Like I know absolutely nothing about.
And there's so much of it in you.
I guess like here's the funny thing. My parents went to Turkey once, right? My parents went to Turkey, right? And the Turkish people started speaking to her in Turkish.
And she's like, "What the fuck are you saying to me?"
and then she went to Egypt, and then the Egyptians started speaking to her in Egyptian.
Oh, jeez, like that has to have been so confusing.
And then here's the worst part, or the funniest part was, that was like a Mecca trip that they went to, man. They went on Hajj, whatever. But during that, they normally go to different countries, man. Like part of the journey is to go to different countries.
Yeah.
And they were in Egypt, I think, and there was some guy that was part of the crew. So they had like a massive group of people. Right?
Yeah.
So they didn't know each other, just a massive group of people from South Africa going around the world until they reached Mecca and then coming back. And then someone the group just talked to them as if they were like, do you know where, like they're speaking like you were broken English, as if my mother wasn't South African, because I didn't realize my mother was part of the group. So they were so surrounded by people like me. But I'm not. I just, because of all the DNA mix, we ended up looking like that. They spoke to my mother as if she was Egyptian, and I was like, Ziyaad, like speaking really Afrikaans. I don't know if everyone understands Afrikaans.
Just say it Afrikaans, dude, Bill.
I can't speak proper Afrikaans. Like I can't speak Afrikaans. I just say Afrikaans. But like,
jy weet ek is dit Afrikaans, weet jy?
Yeah, something like that. And it was the funniest story to hear. Honestly, it was the funniest story to hear. But one of the reasons I would want to travel to those countries was, in my experience living in South Africa, as unique as this country is, you still sometimes feel a bit out of things because as a colored person, I don't look like other colored people. Your stereotypical colored person looks like Trevor Noah, right? No, genuinely, like even though he's like the clean version of of color, which is black and white.
Oh, I think the South African government's listening in on this, dude. They're trying to cut your voice off there.
Every other colored person, generally, even my sisters and my aunts and my uncles, they all have tan, right? They all fit in with the colored identity. But I never felt like I go to, like everyone around me was always dark of complexion. So I always felt a little bit odd being like out of place. To the point, like I always felt like I always try to darken myself in some way. Tanned a bit longer. It never worked because I can't tan and I'm burnt under the sun.
Why would you do that?
So I was 10, 9, 12, 11, around about that age, and everyone else obviously looked different to me. Now, and when you look different and people make you feel different, you always try to look as much like them as possible.
Yeah.
It's just as a kid, that's how things are.
Yeah.
But even though it doesn't bother me at all right now, like I don't care. Like, I really like. It's gonna sound really body positivity right now. Don't tune out, people. I know that's I know that's a thing for some people, but I'm really happy with how I turned out. But there is still a fascination for me to want to go to those countries, even though I don't speak the language. There's no familiarity.
Oh yeah, of course.
Maybe the customs. To want to be in a place where people, at least, even though I'm not I am not Turkish or I'm not Egyptian, and I don't have the same like DNA makeup. I guess they look like me apparently, and that would be very fascinating to walk into a country where people look like you, like look like your uncles and your aunts and people that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have a fascination just to go to those two countries, not stay there. Turkey mostly because Turkey is a stable country. Egypt is apparently an unstable country, and I don't. We already have our own political issues here. I don't go to a country.
Yeah, you don't want to go to a country where there's more of a chance of you dying.
What if I get stuck there and then I don't know. Look,
You already got a good chance of dying in South Africa, dude.
Exactly. Our country is so unstable. But yeah, I do have this fascination of going. It's just to see what it's like to just blend into the crowd, because I've never felt that. I've never felt like I just blend into the crowd. I always feel like if I walk into a place, I'm sticking out or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going back to Siri Watu, that is what I wanted. With Siri Watu, I just wanted this amalgamation of cultures to just flow. Because that's how it sort of comes into me. That's how I feel like things are happening with me. Because I feel like I'm sort of an amalgamation of every, or at least most cultures in South Africa.
Yeah.
And that's what I think for me makes Siri Watu work. Is that anyone can pick up the book and then they can get the flavor of other people. Yeah, anyone can read it. But then anyone can also enjoy it. You don't have to be a black guy. You don't have to be a white guy. You don't have to be a Indian, Asian, whatever. You pick up the book and it's something that you can attach to. And you can attach, like, my goal is I want you to be attached to the black guy, even though you're not black. I want you to be attached to the girl that is white, even though you're not white. Those type of things, man. Like, I love when I walk into... When people come back to me, like they literally came back to my table after reading the book, right? And they're not white, and they come back and they're like, I love Zita, for example, right? And Zita is generally very quiet in the book, but I gave her scenes, I gave her moments, and I gave her sort of loose personality, even though she doesn't say a lot in the book. That people come and they come back to me and like, I like the character, or I like Ayanda, or I hate Ayanda, why is she so mean to Diallo, or like I love Diallo, he's all over the place. Like I'll see like a random white guy come to me, like I love Diallo and stuff like that, right? And they never think about it. And that is the thing that I love, that I've done with Siri Watu, that I think is something that I really like.
That's really awesome.
So it is the best manga in the world, just because, you know. So when this drops, the book will be available.
Shameless self-plugging there.
Hopefully there's a link somewhere here or there.
We'll be at the end of the
and
at the end of the video. Definitely will
buy
be.
The book, please buy the book. Like you have no idea how my bank account just flies in my bank account right now. The banker is phoning me and telling me the ants are eating the last of the crumbs, dude. You need to put something in there, even if it's like a 1 rand or something. That's what the bankers are like telling me right now. Please,
okay, for those of you here in the UK, 1 rand is barely even half a penny.
Oh my god, I forgot we're talking to the UK at the moment.
No, you're talking to everyone in the world, dude. Not just the UK. You'll probably be talking to the States as well. There will be people from the States that will watch as well, because we are in the UK, obviously. No, but the whole thing is, you know, the great thing that you're actually explaining here, and the whole thing is what we're trying to do when we do speak to our friends from South Africa, just so that you understand it, so that the viewers understand as well. So when we do speak to the guys from South Africa, you've got to remember we are from South Africa. So we like and we are proud to be South African. We may not live in South Africa, but we are still proud to be South African. With all of its spikes, I mean, there are lots of problems in South Africa. We know it. The South Africans that have moved to the UK know it. Most of the people who live in South Africa know it. I mean, no one in South Africa is an idiot. Well, okay, you know, there are idiots around the world, so we can't really say that. But you know, the whole thing is, the people in South Africa know that the country is in need of a lot of work and needs so much repair. But the fact of the matter is that we will talk to our friends from South Africa. We'll bring their kinds of ideas out, so that you guys here in the UK and up in the United States will, or on the right, I can't remember, I'll just tell you now, depends on what side we are, or the left of the UK. Sorry, I had to calculate that. I had to do that in my head. Unfortunately, I had to open a map on my head. Yeah, even the guys in the United States, the reason why we do it with the South Africans is because we are South African. We like to actually show off our country to the world. But yes, we are going to bring some other creators in. But right now, it's about our friend over here. who is an unbelievable comic artist. He's got plenty of skills there. Trust me. And his gaming is coming up. He still sucks a little though, but he's getting there.
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm not even gonna lie.
Guys, he sucks a lot at No Man's Sky. So yeah,
I just started, okay? Okay, I promise you, after the 30 days, I'll be a pro. I'll be like, yo, that dude, Awali, holy cow, he's the best player in the world.
He says that, and I'll come in one day and I'll just blast him.
They will forget about Siri Watu. They'll be like, oh my god, he does manga as well. That's amazing. But
holy crap, he's an artist and a freaking gamer.
He's the best gamer in the world. I can't believe it. But like, dude, okay, I do suck in No Man's Sky, but I'm getting better, and I love that game so much, dude.
I love that game so much. The game of No Man's Sky.
Beautiful. When was the last time you played it? Did you play with the updates? Did you play the latest updates?
Oh, dude, I told you I deleted the game off my PC. It's only on my PlayStation now. Because I've got the game on my PlayStation.
Okay, you have it on your PlayStation. Dude, the night sky in that game is sick. The randomness of the creatures are also getting better. Like, I was swimming in the ocean the other day, right? And I was just collecting pearls from a planet that was like basically just ocean. And I was trying to get money because my goal in the episode was to get like 1 million credits.
Which won't buy you much.
Like, it's not a lot, but like for me starting out it seems like a lot. So I found a planet with like rare items that like one thing sells for like 50,000 70,000 credits, right? So I was collecting that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden this thing I see this beam blast past me. I'm like, that's cool effect. I turn around and it's not an effect, it's an eye monster trying to attack me in the ocean, and then
an eye monster, dude. Yeah. A sentinel.
I don't know. No, it wasn't a robot. A sentinel is a robot. It was a creature that was like an eye creature, like some kind of horror movie thing. And this thing's eye was closed, and it's like this chubby worm, and it's like moving so in the ocean, then its eye opens and it points towards me and it beams out and it starts absorbing me in, and I'm freaking out because I didn't know No Man's Sky had gotten to a point where creatures are attacking you with special abilities. Like, I didn't know that was a thing in the game. Because the last time I played the game, it was just like animals running around, and if you attack the animals, they attack you.
There always were animals that would attack you, but not with special abilities.
Yeah, like exactly. So, and especially in the ocean, I'm thinking I'm free, I'm not gonna get attacked. Right? I'm not thinking it was so cool if we actually had that animals attacking me. I was thinking that, and then the thing actually attacks me and absorbs me. And it's like a mini game comes up where you have to tap to get out of it. And then I got out of it, and then I'm shooting it and it's not dying, right? And eventually it opens up its eye again to absorb me, and I shoot it again and I'm blasting it, and eventually like it explodes. So I'm like, oh god, they added more to this game.
You gotta find weaknesses, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the game is evolving every moment that it gets. I hear, this is just a rumor, obviously, don't quote me on this. I hear the next update has to do with water. So the water physics and playing in water and what's in water is gonna be updated from what it is already now.
That's pretty cool.
Game blows my mind at like how beautiful it just keeps getting. So right now, so I remember when I started playing it, right? I was a little bit disappointed in it because I was told that the game is going to be like this amazing explorer game. But right now, with all the updates, with the beauty that you see on the planet, with the crazy differences in the planet, like I found a planet that was just bones. Now the game is something where you can go to a different planet and you can explore it, and you can get insanely fun things to look at. You can get insanely fun items to see. So I'm excited to jump back into the world. I don't know how excited it is for people to watch me. Like, I try to make it interesting, but it's very exciting for me to play it because that's the game that I can just like sit down. Like, I can literally go to zombie mode and play the game, and then it's golden for me.
No, that's awesome. But yeah, we've kind of reached our. I'm still going. What?
Is your camera working?
Should be, unless it's frozen up on you.
No,
but yeah,
okay, so
okay. We've unfortunately come to the end of our podcast for today. It's been wonderful. It has been wonderful. It has been fun listening to what you've had to say. Unfortunately, we did lose Kez through the video, which really sucks because it would have been nice to keep having her on, but unfortunately, sound issues. I hate that piece of shit mic.
I miss you, Kez. This is so much, guys.
She misses you too. But anyway, yeah, so it's been wonderful. Awali, you need to plug yourself, so tell us where our fans can find
Let me plug it.
your comics and your show.
I will do that. Okay, before that, right? Before 1 second, Josh, right? I'm gonna do something. I want to do something, but I need to see the video, right? So
Not gonna happen, dude. It's gonna go up.
Damn it. No, like I don't want to see this video. I want to see the pitch that I did, because I want to do it in the stream for you guys. Like I badly want to do it.
Oh, we don't have the
I
pitch.
know if
We tried to find it. It's
No,
not there.
Isn't it online? Isn't it online?
No, not on our YouTube.
Yes.
Not on our YouTube channel there.
Interview with Awali Comics. So I didn't do the pitch for you. No, and I can't remember. I'm just gonna make up one now, because I told him to do something. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, yeah, he's got to do his pitch now. So.
Do you want to know the tale of soooo, Descendants of Africa? The story follows Diallo, Ayanda, Senzo, and Zita as they discover they might be part of a secret group of people that went silent and disappeared into exile long ago by a quirky old man who wants to turn them into the people that he thinks they are, the Descendants. I think that was it. I can't remember.
That was pretty damn good. That was pretty damn good.
It was close.
That was
almost the
pretty
pitch.
damn close. No, that was well done, dude.
Thank you.
That was great. Yes. So for those of you who do not understand a single word he was saying there, tough titties. Just read the comic.
I'm sorry, dude.
What you got to do now is shoot your channel off. Tell us where your channel is. Tell us where people can find your comics, all of that stuff, or your manga, actually, rather. Tell us where we can. Well, tell our fans where they can find that.
Okay. So my name again is Awali. You can find everything about me. So on Instagram it's Awali Comics. On Facebook it's Awali Comics. On YouTube it's Awali Comics. On Twitter it's Manga Ziyaad, but I kind of barely post there. But I am trying to be more regularly there. And then on Twitch I'm hoping to stream there soon as well, which is also Manga Ziyaad. Yeah. So mostly everything just Awali Comics.
There you go.
and you can find my book. You can get a digital copy of my book, because I have to plug the best manga in the entire world.
Yes,
on awalicomics.com. Something
there
like
you
just awalicomics.com. And you can find
there
a lot more there as well.
Exactly. So anyway, guys, where you can find the SA Geeks is you can find us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Twitch, on Facebook. No one can hear you, Angel. On all. No. This is where Kez normally says it. So you guys know where to find us. If you haven't already figured out where we are, then I can't help you. But you can also find us on all the podcasts. Just look on Anchor, you'll find us there. And yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. Wally, thank you for actually joining us on stream. On video. It's been a wonderful. Again, guys, thank you for joining us. And as always, remember. Give me geeky!